In this video, we're going to be getting these lovely turbine-spoked AMG wheels refurbished on this 2004 Mercedes SL55. We're going to be touching on the difference between powder coating and diamond cutting, both in terms of cost and durability. I've got the owner of the business here. Now, these wheels here are actually diamond cut wheels. They don't look it when you first look at them, but I'm probably just going to get them powder coated. What's the difference between getting them powder coated and diamond cut?
So the diamond cut is not overly obvious with a silver insert. Not typically you get a black insert or grey insert, and the diamond cut is more prominent. In your case with the silver inserts, it's not probably worth the expense of having a diamond cut face. The downside to a diamond cut face is you get the kind of ringworm effect. After a period of time, you get this kind of stone chips on the edge of the spoke, and then the water gets in behind and it starts to lift, and this is the downside to a diamond cut finish.
Powder coating more durable?
Yeah, if you were to come away from the diamond cut finish, you'd have the silver across the whole face of the rim. It's more durable. It's finished with an acrylic lacquer. It's going to be more durable over a period of time, and you're probably going to save the expense of a diamond cut finish.
What's the difference in cost between a set of wheels at Car Wizard here in Warmley will cost to powder coat them, provided you don't find any holes along the way? It's about 350 quid plus VAT.
350 plus that for the standard finish.
And what about diamond cutting?
Diamond cut's 150 a wheel plus the VAT.
Okay, so there's a difference in cost, but not big. I think what we're going to do is go for powder coating, because I don't think anybody will particularly notice on these wheels, and it's, as I say, a slightly more durable finish. The other thing that they do here at Car Wizard is paint correction. Now, I stupidly opened my boot in the garage the other day and scratched that. Is that something you can sort out here?
That's straightforward, yeah. We can keep that small.
And the other thing is, on these R230s, they all start to rust along the inside there, where you get water and dirt collecting there. It's not something that you can cure once and for all. It's something that's going to come back, I gather.
That is likely to come back. No body shop's going to want to guarantee it won't return, and we'll do all we can to eliminate it and rust treat it and etch prime it to try all we can to curb it, but the probability of it returning is high. It's high, yeah.
But it's fair to say it's going to look better than it does at the moment.
Yeah, it looked like a factory finish initially. Yeah.
Brilliant. We're going to leave this car with Oliver here at Car Wizard in Warmley and come back and collect it in a few days or a couple of weeks' time, depending on how busy they are. What should be a 5-minute job in terms of getting the wheels off this car has turned into a bit of an expensive nightmare, because none of the locking wheel nuts come off, so we've taken it along to Ablefit to see if they can bash them off. We've finally got those 4 wheel nuts bashed out. It costs £20 a wheel to get them removed, and of course then you're going to need a new set of wheel nuts as well. Now, the reason that the wheel nut locking key was ruined was because we had new rear tyres put on this car, and the company that did it used an impact wrench on the locking key, and that is something you should never do on a Mercedes. If you use an impact wrench to either undo the nuts or tighten them up, you will ruin the locking key. You will round it off and make it impossible for the next person to get the tyres off, which is exactly what happened to us. Unfortunately, not every tyre shop knows that you shouldn't use an impact wrench on these locking keys. So if you have had new tyres on your R230 or on any Mercedes for that matter, it is worth checking that your locking key still actually works and hasn't been rounded off, because if you have a puncture and find that out on the motorway, it can be a real nightmare. You can go along to Mercedes and get a new set of locking wheel nuts and a key. It'll cost you just over £80. We've gone along to eBay and got a set of these. Now, these are quite good quality ones. What I wouldn't suggest you do is go along to a Chinese manufacturer and pay £10 or £20, because obviously they won't necessarily last that long. When you come to put on the locking wheel nuts, it's important that you put them on with a torque wrench and a breaker bar, and you torque them to the correct spec. The Mercedes user manual has the correct torque spec, and in the case of the SL55, it's 130 Newton meters. Here at the Car Wizard, they've finished doing both the wheels and the arches on this car in super quick time, and it looks like they've done an amazing job. These turbine spoked AMG wheels look a million times better having been powder coated. They did a really good job, and that should last a good few years. The rusty wheel arches have completely gone. They've done a really good job blending the colour in there, so I'm pretty happy about that. Still to do on this car is probably replace those rear brake discs, which look a little bit rusty, and then the one last thing we need to do in terms of servicing this car, and something that's often overlooked, is the oil in the supercharger. It's not a service item, but after 20 years you'll probably find there's hardly any oil left in that supercharger, and it's worth topping that up, so we'll be doing that in a separate video. My wife often describes this as the most boring YouTube channel she's ever come across, but what we are trying to do is to show people exactly how to fix their car, what it's going to cost, what tools they'll need, where to take it to. So if you are lucky enough to own one of these beautiful SL55 AMGs, or indeed you're thinking of buying one, please consider subscribing and maybe even giving this video a thumbs up.